Okay, ready? This is going to be a hard...
was...
No, this is the hard question, okay? I need you to hold on, okay? I need you to grab a towel, okay? Because you might be feeling pretty slippery after this question, okay?
Okay.
Do you think that there is... That you probably... This is such a mean question. I'm sorry. Do you think you probably have some level of responsibility for Christchurch? That guy, you don't think that any of the stuff you said could have bled down into any other people that reverberated or resonated that with like the same types of messaging? That's like totally...
Nope, not even a little bit. Not even a tiny bit. I have these people tweet me shit all the time that's like, oh, I bet you can barely sleep seeing dead bodies in your dreams. And I'm like, dude, I sleep just fine. Like, I know I'm not responsible for that at fucking all. The guy had decided to commit the massacre 4 months before I even came out with the video. There's zero responsibility I have for that attack. None. Zero.
So Christchurch was 4 months before she even made this great replacement video. That's a pretty powerful argument that the two were completely unrelated.
Is that true, Pisco? Bring up the logs.
Well, I honestly don't know. You know, I didn't
gonna get red.
Look, nobody knows, nobody cares because they've all bought into the fake narrative that Lauren Southern's video was responsible for Christchurch, which is just a fucking lie. People are so gullible. People are so gullible. So much of the internet is just people putting out content because people want to believe something and they're like, I'll fill that niche. People want to believe this person's a Nazi. Here, let me fill that niche for them. I can blow up on social media if I just fill this niche of the thing people want to believe.
Reddit threads on you, Pisco. You better bring them up.
The reason I talked to you, to Destiny, was about the abstract of why, if someone were to feel apologetic or if someone did feel guilty for anything, that it would make sense, notwithstanding the short-term pain, to express.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. There's that's not really our conversation. The real conversation that we were kind of like dancing around, that we were earlier, is like, would I hold other people to the same set of standards that I hold myself to? And I think the answer to that is largely no. But so I think that's kind of where some of our like weird like dancing was, right?
But it sounds, Destiny, like Lauren's saying it, right? And you've known her longer than I have. This is the first time meeting you, Lauren. You know, nice to meet you.
Pleasure.
But everything you're saying, Destiny, sounds like you're doubting her. It sounds
doubting.
like
Wait, hold on, wait. Doubting which part?
Skeptical. And
wait. Doubting which part?
Doubting her refutation of any link to Christchurch, which I can't speak to.
Okay, I can't speak to that because now I don't know the fact of the matter. If you really did start planning it 4 months beforehand, or she's lying about that, I don't actually know that fact of the matter. If it was the case that the guy had written up all of those plans before her video even released, well, then I would be an idiot to try to accuse her of being like wildly influential there, because then obviously the plans were already written up. But I don't know if actually.
So according to the Christchurch guy's manifesto, he said, I believe he said he started coming up with his plan to enact violence in February of 2017.
Okay.
And I think her video came out in like April or May. So.
Yeah. Listen, Lauren, were you inspired by the Christchurch shooter? Tell us. Did you make your video because of the Christchurch?
No. This, because the shooting took place in 2019.
Oh,
but he's saying that the guy in his manifesto said he started planning it in like February of 2017.
Oh, okay, I gotcha.
So, or I don't know if he probably didn't plan what specifics, but he claims this is when he got the idea to commit some kind of fucking horrible, thing.
He started planning it 4 months. Oh, so he was planning it 4 months before she came out with the video.
With her video,
and then she comes out with the video after it's already planned, and then it happens after.
Well, no. It's not like he didn't plan to do his shooting and then sat on it for 2 years. Okay.
Okay.
But he's saying that he
Give me the
planned
timeline. I can take it.
Okay, so the timeline is he's in his manifesto. He talks about he started to get radicalized. In 2016, 2017.
Right.
But the shooting doesn't occur until 2019.
Right.
But in his manifesto, right. So 2 years later. But in the manifesto, he says, I think it was either February or January of 2017 is when he started to get the idea formulated in his mind to commit some kind of mass shooting,
right?
Terrorist act.
Okay.
And then her video came out, in April or May. So she's saying,
Right.
obviously her video did not put the idea in his mind. He was already formulating this idea himself.
Right.
So
Gotcha. But was there any causal connection between what he wrote in the manifesto and Lauren Southern?
only because he was doing it based on the idea of the Great
White
Replacement
Okay.
and birth rates. And
Right.
it seems like, and I don't know this, I don't know if anyone's done some in-depth analysis. He uses very similar language that guy uses, the French guy, Camus, however you say his name.
Camus.
Camus. So he probably read that guy, and he probably read that guy way before he knew anything about. We don't even know if he saw Lauren Southern's video. It's just assumed that it has some connection.
So they could have had
But-
the same source for the video and
Well-
for the inspiration.
The thing is that, on Poll and then on, the other chance sites and any of these sites, people were tossing all the same shit around anyway.
Right.
That's where they're getting it from. So
Right. That's where Lauren got the idea for her video, right? 4chan.
maybe. I don't know where she got the idea for her video. I think so. I don't know what inspired her to go look up that Camus guy in the first place, but
Yeah.
I don't think it's fair to throw, even though I really don't like Tucker Carlson, I don't think it's fair to throw Lauren or Tucker, any of these people, that like they're responsible for any of this stuff, because it seems like when you read these people's manifesto, they really got radicalized not through watching videos, but through being in some internet community or some
Right,
website
right.
that's based around things like this,
Right. Yeah.
where they read all this crap.
Yeah.
That really seems to be the primary vehicle driving some of this shit.
They're in some crazy online community.
Right.
Yeah. Learning about Austrian economics and shit. What? What?
My God.
Actually, if that's the case or not, so I can't say anything.
Okay. In which case, like that, Lauren might feel totally satisfied with her public position now, and I think that it would be good for her. Frankly, in the long, I can't speak for you, Lauren. I don't know your life, and so I guess I shouldn't say this, but I think that there are open-minded people out there, and if you ever want to reveal the substantial changes that you sort of offhandedly referenced in your life that your viewers would understand, that maybe Destiny would understand, I think it would be worth sharing what those things are at some point.
Yeah, dude, I actually really agree with you on this one. I've already filmed a few videos on this, and I'm redoing them because I'm flying out a friend to assist. But I'm doing a big series on a lot of the more substantial changes that have happened in my political journey. A lot of criticisms I have of the right wing as well, and I've never really talked about it. It's hard to talk about. It's hard to talk about the negative experiences you had with a political group that you put so much faith in and genuinely believed in and genuinely thought was, fighting the good fight or whatever. So this is going to be my little manifesto on the right wing. Yeah, but I'm working on that, man.
Okay, Pisco, so I'm curious for you, okay? I'm not holding water or running defense for anybody. Everybody kill yourselves. Okay. So if she said that she's done a video with counterpoints going point by point or whatever, if nobody has any, but you haven't seen that video, so I guess we don't know if you would think that it's satisfactory or not.
I'm not sure. What I'm taking on good faith that Lauren says she doesn't have any racial animus, that her concern is merely with assimilation, that she has no animus towards Jews. She says it, and right now, I can't provide logs to dispute her because I didn't come to talk to you, Destiny, about the particulars of Lauren Southern. I did. The only thing I've done substantial on Lauren Southern is disagreeing on January 6th when she talked to you, and I didn't like the way she characterized it. But basically, I think that if there's any change that you see, like substantial change that you would have from a time in your life where at least many people characterize you as an extremist. You would agree with that, at least. Maybe not that you were an extremist, but that many people characterized you that way. I think the right thing to do, both personally so that you don't have any hangups and so that people know the real story, is to reveal that.
Plan on it. Yeah, I've got big plans, man, big plans. And don't worry, FBI, not those kind of plans, the good kind. The okay kind, the not dangerous kind.
But yeah, and I guess on the substance of the related issues, I couldn't disagree.
See, there's no admission though that the people who target these people, I mean, they make shit up all the time. That's my huge beef with this. Is so much of this shit is just manufactured outrage over nonsense.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you gotta admit that. Like, it's not some big thing to be mischaracterized by a bunch of people online. Like, that's a pretty common occurrence. And to say that you need, like, that you need to adjust your behavior so to accommodate these people who are lying about you, it's fucking bullshit to me. Like Joe Rogan is a perfect example. Like, they've gone after Joe Rogan, explicitly cut stuff out of context. I don't think Joe Rogan's ever done anything wrong. So, I mean, I can't in good conscience say Joe Rogan needs to change because a bunch of people mischaracterized him.
Sure.
So, but I don't necessarily, I mean, I feel that same way about Jordan Peterson. I feel that same way about, like, Ben Shapiro. Ben Shapiro hasn't done anything wrong. I don't know that Lauren Southern's done anything wrong. So it's all bullshit. Big fucking bullshit.
Disagree more with Lauren's perspective, but do I think that that by virtue of wanting an English requirement in immigration policy, you automatically become a racist? No, I don't. Do I think that by wanting to restrict immigration more that you're necessarily a racist? No, I don't. I think the majority of people who were angry at Lauren were seeing racism, and maybe it wasn't there. But Destiny seems skeptical about that.
Wait, no, wait. Hold on. Jesus fucking Christ, okay? I don't think she's racist now. But 5 years ago, I don't know. Maybe. It's hard to say. I don't exist in her mind, and I couldn't, but that would be the assumption that I would make. If I go back and I look at, like, the totality of, like, who she was hanging around and the videos that she made, I would assume she was, or at least a little bit. Like, that, like, anytime people wave around, like, the Western values, civic nationalism, like, any of this type of shit, I just assume, like, okay, this person's probably a little bit racist. That, like, culture is intrinsically tied to a people's skin color and shit like that. And then based on the videos that she made, the French braids, like, yeah, I mean, I would assume that there's, like, at least a tinge of racism here, of course. But, like, today,
you can't do a video with French braids without being called a racist. I don't get what.
I don't know.
What's wrong with French braids?
no, I don't think so. Or if it is, she hides it really well, right?
Would you call her videos racist?
I might make the distinction, because you have to be so fine about it, if not racist themselves, like empowering racists.
Lauren, do you think Destiny's a reasonable person?
Always.
Yeah, I do think he's a reasonable person.
So do you think a reasonable person thought that your videos were promoting racism?
Yeah, and that's been something I've thought about a lot. And I think a lot of people, it doesn't really matter for the far lefties. Like, if you're someone that's schizo posting about me, this doesn't really matter. But for anyone that's kind of more in the center, can consider that, you know, conservatives and right-wingers are actually human beings, even if you disagree with them. You might be interested in watching the last few videos I came out with before I took my break from politics, particularly my speech about changing my thoughts on immigration and my last documentary, Borderless. I think that would be worthwhile.
Totally
those movies would be worthwhile to watch.
And I think that people have an obligation to, to see your body of work. But given that you just said a reasonable person like Destiny could have seen your videos as promoting racism, do you think it's that unfair that a large segment of the population thinks you were promoting racism? Surely if a reasonable person thinks that you are promoting racism, and most of the country is not reasonable, and even reasonable people could think you're promoting racism, why do you take issue with the general attitude that you were promoting racism if reasonable people think that you were?
This is why I think we need to be really deliberate with how we approach things. This is why I think now, in my old age of 26, right? I've grown a bit from when I made videos at 19 and 20. I think the way that we present things matters, as I said at the beginning of this conversation. So even if we don't have the intention for someone to take something a certain way, we have to ensure that we're careful with our presentation.